Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Z episode 361. I'm Chris Adams, the Tekken Master, joined by.
RPG Maniac 05.
And Trioptical!
So yeah, we've got some what you've been playing. Is it metaphorically speaking hour thingy?
No,
Hypothetical
it's
hour.
hypothetical.
I'm
Get
sorry.
it together.
Hypothetical.
Speaking metaphorically is a different one.
I'm sorry. Whatever. Hypothetically hour. That one. Hypothetical hour. A bit of news, cause yeah, whatever. Yeah, don't have all the news this week. Whatever.
News
never
guy
do.
flaked.
And yeah, that's it. That's what we got this episode going on. So yeah. Guess we'll start. What you been playing? I've been playing.
Chicken and waffles.
That is not what I've been playing. No,
No, I'm disappointed.
I've been. Well, I guess I'll start out with handhelds like always, because I'm closer and closer to Final Fantasy VIII. Hopefully. So I got to the part where what happened? I'm trying to think what I was talking about last time. Okay, so last time they met up with Matron and they're like, time compression? What? That's the thing that we're gonna stop. Oh, I remember now what happened this time. Because this time I was like, okay, so what happened basically was that I was trying to play Edea for an Edea card because it's really good, but then she kept beating me because the rules are terrible. And I was like, you know what? You can keep your card. And I just went off. And then Squall flaked out and became it was weird. It was weird. He got all soft and sentimental on Renault. Like, I have feelings for you, and I can't let this happen. I gotta blah blah. It was bad. It was
And I
bad.
can't fight this feeling anymore.
Except up until then, Squall's a cool dude. It's like he's all like, yeah, whatever, man. Or you can play it that way, and then it's like, yeah, I'm Squall, and I'm cool. I'm cold. I don't care about anybody. And then
He
he's all.
sounds just like that, by the way. Just like the.
And he all breaks down, and he's like, no, I can't live without you. I gotta do something. And he gives the longest piggyback ride ever. So, I mean, I think there's like two different scenes to that, so I gotta like see if there's an alternate scene. So luckily I have like a backup save to like see, because I went to the doctor's room from the guide I was following and said, you can do that, or you can just go to Fisherman's Horizon. And I went to the doctor's lab, and then he went over to the bed, and he's like, no, Renault, I feel this way, and I can't let you be here comatose or unconscious, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to carry you all the way to Sintra on my back, like Yoda. And then he got to the bridge, crossed the bridge, and he watched the sunset, and it was like, oh. It's like, man, Squall, you're all...
I've forgotten what I started fighting. Go ahead.
So what's going on here, Squall? I thought, you were a certain way, and then you're all flaking out on me halfway through the game. Not cool, man. And
He gets worse.
And then everybody else is giving him crap about it. He's like, whatever, I don't care. This is what loves you. It makes you stupid and crazy. And I was like, yeah, I guess it does. Great way to go, Squall. And then they're like, oh, E's here too, so I guess we'll escort her. And then she'll try to not get possessed. See this Dr. Odine guy.
The hilarious thing about all of this is that their plan to stop time compression involves letting her do time compression. It's a foolproof plan.
And then they have another visit with the Laguna and team, and stuff goes down, and they're like, oh, they went to find Alone, and they found Alone. And it's like, Alone in the past. This is what happened. And now they're in the giant magical city of Sintra, or whatever, with the Galbadians and stuff. And it's all super futuristic and stuff, and it's like, oh man, we gotta find that other sorceress and see if she can help us or not. And then, yeah, that's where I'm at. And, besides that, ... Played some Destiny the other day. Destiny night, raid night, Axis, fun times. Because he's the best, but he's not the best. So we did that, and everybody was all like, "Oh man, I can't wait until the reveal of Destiny 2 tomorrow." Well, I wasn't, but it was like I was in a room full of Destiny people, so it was like, ugh, whatever. I'll have to sit here and endure it. And so hopefully when it comes out tomorrow, or there's some beta that comes out and everybody plays it, I guess we'll see how broken their dreams are and how magical their magic isn't when it's all like, oh, this is when I wanted it all, or expected, let down, overhyped, or not. I could be completely wrong, but you know, I've served my time in the
For
D.
sure. Destiny was amazing when we
So
played it. It was just the best game ever. Game of the year.
said no one ever.
It's true.
So yeah, just looking forward to that. And then since I did the 5 weeks of raids on my hunter, I'm now switched to my titan, and he'll be the dude that I'm playing for the next 5 weeks. And yeah.
So you're still playing Destiny despite the fact that you don't like it?
I'm only reading RPG. I only play 1 day a week. So I mean, Iron Banner happened, and like I got to rank 4, and I was like, dude, I got to rank 5, and I did a bit more than usual. But you know, I'm just playing it 1 day a week, so it's like whatever. Raiding with the team because they need me. Because it's nice to be needed, you know. So yeah. What else? What else? Oh yeah. Okay, so I got my PS3 hooked up, and I figured it out. I figured everything out. I got all my stuff worked out. And I'm streaming some Mortal Kombat 9. I don't know if it's called Mortal Kombat 9, the complete edition. Play through that. Finally got to play the story mode, which is super seamless, as everybody says it is, and yeah, even better than Injustice. So that was cool. I haven't played Injustice 2, so I'm not sure if they like fix that. Because Injustice 1, there's loading screens, which is weird. Whereas in Mortal Kombat, it's just like completely seamless between cutscene to game. It's amazing, like everybody says. So got to see that action. Also, the reboot was like really cool the way they did it. Because if you played it in the past, and you play 1 through 3, you play this one, and it's, you know, it's not the same story because they like redid. Wow, I'm sorry, my brain. They redid some things. Some things are different. Some things are not. So you know, they got the whole how things came to be. But then it's like you get to Mortal Kombat, I believe 2, and things go weird because you got some like shenanigans thrown in there of like this should not happen until Deadly Alliance. But then we're choosing other characters to have this thing happen to them here. But then it's like even more weird stuff happens, and that was interesting the way they did that.
We're polluting the timeline.
Yeah, basically alternate timeline, Star Trek style. So that was neat.
More time compression. Yay!
I liked how they did that. But it was super cool just to like go back and see how things happened. But then I'm kind of like curious if like that's like if some of the characters are like the same origins, like of like how that happened, of like how that went down. Because like Cabal, I'm not sure if like that was his original origin of like he just was hanging out with Stryker, and then it's like, oh no, I'm on fire, someone save me. And Kano's like, oh, let me do that for you, dude.
It is. It's his original origin.
I'll have to look it up or something online. Maybe.
I looked it up.
I don't think he did RPG.
I did.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was curious.
Also, it was just like cool to see that like they did continue on the Armageddon storyline, but it literally does end in like Armageddon with like everybody dead. But then they like rebooted. They like legit like it was like this is like the most legit reboot.
Star Trek,
because it was like the very end, and everybody was dead. So it's like you can't just like keep going if everybody's dead. Because it's like, well, who's gonna fight? Nobody. That's not how fighting games work. So it's like Raiden, we'll send you back in time, and you'll have these weird visions, but you'll not know what they're meaning. And try to make sense of it. So yeah, that was a fun ride. Good story. I enjoyed it. I didn't remember if I talked about this last week, but like, man, those costumes, dude. Like, I gotta say, legit. Mortal Kombat 9. The costumes for like the lady characters totally feels like it's like from the set of a porno or something, because it's just so lewd and just like there's nothing there. It's just like, yeah, that thing I was talking about. This game has that problem. So yeah, thanks for Mortal Kombat 9. And then I played Mortal Kombat 10 because I finished that one. Where is my thingy for Mortal Kombat 10? Here it is. Or I guess Mortal Kombat XL, because it's got all the sweet DLC and stuff, which I haven't played. I've been playing the story mode. Just as good. Well, actually, this one's better because it looks better. And it's weird, though, because there's QTEs, and I'm like, what do these do? Why are these even in here? Like, I'd say that's like the one misfire, is like, maybe they wanted it to not be as hands-off cinematic. Just sit there and be passive with the inexperience. And like, oh, well, actually, we're going to throw QTEs in so you can be at the edge of your seat at every moment, even though it doesn't seem like it matters if you get them or not get them. So there might have been QTEs and I think there's like some weird like mini games or something in Injustice. I don't remember. It's like there's that.
Yeah, Injustice had mini games, and like if you failed,
the fights would start different. Like you would have less health, or if you succeeded, they would have less health.
See, because
I forget if Mortal Kombat 10 does that.
in 10 it doesn't matter. It seems like because like I've had scenarios where I get all the QTEs and it doesn't change anything. It's like it's just they have a full health bar, I have a full health bar. I think my meter's the same. But it's cool, like they did add like mechanics in this one to where they did take some of the stuff from Injustice, like the background interaction stuff. That was pretty cool that they have that in the game now. And then also there's the mechanic of whoever gets first hit gets more meter, so that's cool. I guess the meter thing was something that they added in 9, so it's cool that they like took the mechanic of the Street Fighter thing of like, you know, your super meter, and it's broken into 3 parts. You can like divvy that out and like, you know, have breakers, enhanced super, and the X-ray moves, which are just even better in this one because man, they're Raiden's is over 9,000. It's so cool. Like, I'm not gonna say what happens, but man, that's cool. And then like everybody else has like really cool ones. And then, dude, I don't remember which one of the Mortal Kombat kids. That's the weird thing. Like with this game, is like I can never remember the name of all the new characters. I can only remember the old characters. And it's like one of the kids. It's the dude with the bow and arrow. He's the of the lineage of Kung Lao or Liu Kang or one of the two.
Oh, that one guy.
Yeah, that guy. It's like his X-ray move is like super. It goes there. Mortal Kombat style. They're just like, yeah, they still do like the overtop, the violence because he shoots like a bow. He shoots like a what are those things called? A quiver. No, that's not it. It's a bolt. A bolt. He shoots like a bolt from his arrow into like each of their eyes, and it's just like, bleh, and it's just like, wow. Mortal Kombat still brings the super over the top ridiculousness violence that is known to work. It just doesn't. It's still not toned down. That being said, they did tone down on the costumes because they're not that lewd in this one. Thank goodness, because like, dude, really, like, the 9 was just so bad. That was just so bad. Of like, clearly they did not. I mean, they probably, that's not that they got complaints or anything. But I'm just saying, like, you know, we live in a day and age where it's like I would like to, like, you know, not be embarrassed about the things that I'm consuming as an entertainment medium. So if someone walks in the room and they're like, "Oh, what is this?" and like, you know, some ladies just flown in the breeze because they don't have anything to, you know, have any of that stuff held down. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, but you know, some people, the majority of people probably just don't have the, you know, that opinion about things. I'm like, oh, I don't see anything wrong with this, and her things just flown all over the place like that. Let's see, Mortal Kombat X. But yeah, really good. Oh, also, it does that thing where it's like current gen, and it looks like really good at night with rain, and there's like a bunch of night and rain stuff in this game. With cutscenes and stages. It looks so good. That's a cool thing though, like going from 9 to 10, like immediately, it's just like seeing like the graphical leap of like, you know,
yeah.
I think, you know, a lot of times this generation, it doesn't really feel like there is like that much better graphics, but like playing it back to back, it's like, okay, I will say there is like a decent, not a significant upgrade, but it is there. Like you can see the like, wow, this looks so much better than last gen, and yeah, that was cool. That was cool to see the whole. Oh, this is cool. This is wow. The backgrounds are amazing. Like, or everything is like just, you know, even better. The sheen and polish that they've just crafted into this game and then made it better. So that was cool. And yeah, that's all I've been playing. So that was that for me.
Well, it has been another round week then, because when I got back, I decided to get Injustice 2 at launch because I just really wanted it. And then I think the feeling is the same with Mortal Kombat. I actually forgot sort of that Injustice 1 was on PS3 and that the PS4 version is a port. And so, like, yeah, the graphical difference between Injustice 1 and 2 is just insane. And everyone's going to be talking about, like, the faces in Injustice 2 are so good. They are ridiculously good. They remind me of, it's like if you took Until Dawn's faces, but better than that.
What?
It is insane. I was just like, you're looking at them, it's like, this is really crazy, because they don't look anything like the Injustice 1 characters. They look far more realistic, and then they animate super, super well. Like, sometimes there'd be some weirdness in Until Dawn. And this just looks like, I don't remember thinking that at all watching these faces. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is amazing. Um, Story-wise, I think they did really cool stuff. Oh, and then on top of being super good looking, like the combat is better. Like I always had a problem with the way, even with how like Batman stands in Injustice 1, it looks weird. And then in this one, it's just like all more fluid, and it's like a better looking stance, and um, oh, what was the thing? Oh, batarangs! Like batarangs, throwing batarangs was really clunky in the first one. It was just like it was a fireball move, but then the animation felt like it was really slow, and I was like, why? Batman in the cartoons and stuff, he's just like throwing batarangs all the time. He can be doing anything. He midair, doing a dodge roll, and he'll be throwing a batarang.
It's true, he does. It's kind of
And
unnecessary.
it's like, that's really awesome. But then like it was not like that at all in the first one. It was like how regular people throw frisbees. So yeah, and it wasn't. So that's like the first I noticed, like, oh wow, the batarang thing is so much better. And then I noticed, like every character who is from the first game, like plays better now too. And of course they have new moves, but a lot of the moves are the same. They just feel much smoother to pull off. It's like, oh, this is great. Everything is great. Injustice 2. So I finished the story. And then I played the arcade mode, and this one is called the Multiverse. And it's basically Brother Eye monitors the multiverse, and like every time there's like bad stuff going down, you can take on these missions. And I guess the missions are all like limited time, so it's sort of like a lot of games these days where it's like it's an event basically. So yeah, there is a lot in that game. And then the thing that they've been talking about most is the armor upgrade system. Like you eventually have sort of this custom looking and actually kind of custom playing character that you make from the items that you unlock. And yeah, so far I haven't gotten that many things, but it's really cool. I didn't play Destiny this week. I was actually playing Injustice in the Destiny chat. So I don't have any of that to talk about. In fact, I think that's all I played. Just played Injustice 2.
I just want to say one thing about are you done, Tropical?
Or I mean, you can cut in.
I was gonna interject with like more Kombat stuff. But basically, it's kind of cool what they did because since they like did 1 through 3 in the reboot in 9, this one is like an alternate version of 4. So it's like, but it's cool because it kind of follows the same storyline, but it's different. So it's like 4 was all about Shinnok and Fujin and all these other weird characters, and it was like a 3D game with like weapons and other crap. So it's like it's like the same. It's like a different interpretation of that storyline. So it's kind of cool because like the same bad guys there, and like Quan Chi's still there. It's like in the background doing bad things too. So it's like you still got like the same antagonists, but then like the rest of the story is completely different because Johnny Cage isn't dead this time. So he's like a lot. I think that's like the really cool thing.
Spoilers.
Was just like the alternate timeline, like how it just like proliferated from where they ended at 9
Yeah.
and how you have like 20 years later, or like when the story starts and like he's telling this, like you don't know he's telling the story, but then like you get to the end of the prologue and it's like 20 years later and it's like, what, that was just a flashback, he was telling the story, what, that was really well done. I thought that was super cool, like how they told the story of the attack that led to them getting the amulets. And they're like, okay, we got to secure the amulet, but then obviously things go RY, and it's like, oh man, that was cool. And then like you see all the other characters in the world that like after things have happened 20 years, I was like, oh, so this is the new, or this is this character's child. And then, like you have like the, it's kind of like, it just made me feel like Tekken, where like you have over the years, as like characters have reproduced or produced offspring, and then their children are fighting, so like it just made me feel at home. I guess I was just like, wow, this is kind of cool. 'Cause you can like see the conflict still going on and continuing through like the lineage of all the main characters as the time goes by, which is like just I guess that's just one of my favorite types of stories, which is like how you see people go through time and age and like how it keeps continuing. It's just like, oh yeah, like Dragon Ball Z, like Goku as Gohan and Gohan as a kid, and it's like
Yeah.
it's just like,
I think that's why Dragon Ball is so cool. It's just like you feel like you followed this family for years and years, and then yeah.
Because
I did not know that Mortal Kombat 10 was related to the other ones.
Yeah, because it's just so. I mean, I think it's cool just because like it kind of like technically is, but then like it's just a different take because it's so like what they did with, because you obviously don't have like the same start point of where it was at before, so it's kind of like for the alternate edition or the revised timeline edition, but whatever. So that's really neat, and then just to have like all the children of like Jax's kid and Sonya and Johnny Cage's kid, but their like whole family situation is like completely dysfunctional. So it's like, oh, that was cool. And then Kenshi has a kid, and then the great grandson or whatever of Kung Lao. It was weird how they described it. So, like at first, like you think, or like you don't know, but then he has a that's the other cool thing is like they all have flashbacks of like what happened and like how they got there, and it's just like I just really like the way the story was told and like how they fill in the gaps, and like it jumps through time, but it's not one of those like weird stories where it's like you can't keep track. It's like it's very well structured and very focused of like, oh, okay, so this is what happened here, and then to put the cherry on the top so far of what I played, like my favorite part is that in Mortal Kombat 9 some stuff goes down with Lin Kuei, and then like Sub-Zero is like
that was awesome.
Is like the alternate version of like in Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, or not 3, but like 3 and like forward, you have like Sector, Cyrax, Smoke, and they're the Cyber Ninjas. But then they like do some trickery through the timeline, and then Sub-Zero ends up being a Cyber Ninja, and Smoke is a human. And it's like, what? And then that was cool. But then he ends up with his human body again in this one, and it's like, oh! And then the cherry on top is like Scorpion also is like no longer his Netherworldian. He's like no longer the evil demon character, and they made peace. And it's like, oh, it's like Wolverine and Cyclops. Like they finally come to terms of like they're bros. It's like, yeah, they did it. They did it. It's great. I was like, that's my favorite part. I was like, oh, that was delicious. I like to go back and share about that and like make it my thingy on my thing, because I was like, dude, that was 20 years later they finally made peace. I was like, oh, that was what I needed in my life, Mortal Kombat. I didn't know I could get it from this game, but right now in the darkest timeline, that's all I needed was like something that's been like going on forever. It gets resolved in a peaceful situation. It's like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Sub-Zero and Scorpion, I thought they'd always be at odds and like never be at peace and hate each other forever. But they didn't. They didn't. It was great. It was like, oh, that was great. And then I didn't talk about the faction thing. There's like 5 factions or something, but I haven't really gotten into it. It's just like you choose a faction, so that's really cool too. How that's integrated. And there's like all the different factions. But man, they have just really done a good job of like restoring that series. So just NetherRealm, you are back on the top of your game. Like I mean, not that you're like never on top of your game, but like you've like F the haters to anybody that says anything about you, because you're like doing this whole thing in like the genre that like nobody else is doing, and like good job. So Ed Boon and Company, applause to you, because man, that was just so refreshing and just like such a good story, and just man, so fun. So it's like, yeah, it's just fun too. It's just like I mean, it's like really violent and crazy and over the top, but it's a fun ride, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So can't wait to see how. Oh, that's the other cool thing is like since there's no more Shao Kahn, they like there's like another. I guess like I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like I'm like not sure if it's like a Sith, like the Sith thing when like someone's like a Darth or whatever when they're like or those like naming conventions when someone's like a at the top of the thingy. It's like, oh, I'm the blah 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 Khan or Koto Khan or whatever his name is. It's like, oh, so he's the new main dude or whatever. Whatever. That was the other cool thing was like the whole Earth realm and outer world like working together, but kind of not they're not at odds anymore. Just like the way that evolved. That was super cool. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 9 just really, I mean 10. So yeah, really enjoyed it. So can't wait to
pick that one up.
Happens.
Is it on sale?
I don't.
When did you get it? Wait, did you get XL or?
I got XL. I got it a while ago. I don't know when.
Okay.
It was cheap. It was like $20. just like Injustice when I got it. Which is the same thing I'm doing for Injustice 2. Is like, because there's so many DLC characters that don't come in the vanilla version, so... Not gonna talk about that. That's a publisher thing, not a developer thing. No, the room I don't blame you, because you're just, you gotta make that cake for the cake factory, so not your fault. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 10, super awesome. And if you're a fan that, like me, that's like, it's so weird, like, when I think about it, because, like, I was in my brain, I was like, I remember, like, a young Tekken, like, one day at the arcade, I was, like, watching this dude, like, over and over, just, like, ripping people's spine out with like, Sub-Zero, and I was like, this is the coolest game ever. But then, like, there was, like, such a long time where I did not play Mortal Kombat, and, like, I think after 2, because 2 I played the crap out of it on Genesis, and, like, 3, I started arcades, it was, like, huge, but, like, I wasn't really, like, playing it because I wasn't that good at it. I just liked it, but it's, like, to me, it's, like, but, like, because, like, that whole, like, spine rip thing, like, Sub-Zero is, like, always my main dude, so it's, like, as long as I can, like, just play the game and, like, be Sub-Zero and freeze people and uppercut them, like, that's all I need. And, like, it's my bread and butter in that game, just freezing dudes and beating them up. And, yeah. Still has a special place in my heart.
Touches you in places you enjoy.
Shut up, Record. My erogenous zone. One of my, one of my most primal and, oldest erogenous zones is, that place where Mortal Kombat touched me the first time when I saw all the spines being ripped up by Sub-Zero. So, yeah. I completely don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I think I'm done gushing over Mortal Kombat. Yeah, take our word for it. Mortal Kombat 10, Injustice 2, NetherRealm Studios. They're on the top of their game. Check out their work.
They're doing so good. Yeah, I guess I did play something else, which it's funny that I wouldn't think of it. It's just, I guess it's part of my life now.
Is it Paragon Tropical?
It is Paragon.
It's probably Paragon.
Yeah, they introduced a new character. I keep thinking her name is Pulse, but it's actually Phase. And, like, she reminds me of Fetch from Infamous. First Light is the one she was starred in, and Second Son is the one she first appeared in. She's like a total support character, and I think she's the first character that really can sort of really easily heal allies, because she has this link thing. I think it's called telepathic link, maybe? And it basically gives her health regen to whoever she's linked to. So everyone, you can get health regen. That's just how MOBAs work, I guess. And then, so on top of your regular health regen, she stacks her health regen. So she has her regular health regen, we think, and then you get her health regen plus your health regen. So lots of health regen, which really changes things, because I think there was only one other character who does health regen specifically, and his move, like, takes a lot of mana. And this one is just passive. You just, like, put the link on, and then you're like, all right, we're set. But the link is not just health regen. It also has, like, a other utility. Basically, if you're linked, you can, as Phase, you can, like, pull the other character to wherever you are. So it gets really crazy. Like, the way they described it, it's for, like, escaping. So if you're in a dangerous place, Phase can come up behind you and, like, yank you out, and you can be saved. But in my experience, like, sometimes people do that, but a lot of times they also use it offensively, because they'll be running along and just really chasing an enemy, and Phase can't really do too much damage, I guess. And then she'll, like, oh, this is taking too long, and just, like, yank you up to where she is, so that, hoping, because communication without voice chat is really hard in the game. It's just like, I guess they're just hoping that you will get yanked up, and you know what to do. It's like, all right, take him out. And
Kill.
Yeah, this was pretty fun. I was like, this is crazy. So she is a character that can weaponize her own allies. A ally summoner. Yeah, I had one game which was completely ridiculous, because the person just kept yanking me all over the place, but not randomly like sometimes people do. It was like strategic. So she was throwing me in front of her to like kill people, and I was like, okay, I will kill them, and often I would kill them. It's like, oh, that was a good. I don't know if it's a yank if you put me in front of. It's like a slingshot. I don't know. I get tossed over to do my thing. But then other times, I would be running up to do battle, and then she would just like yank me away suddenly, basically telling me to retreat. But it was really funny because in the past, if you wanted someone to retreat or you sensed danger, you would like use the pre-canned chat messages and say retreat. But now, or that time, she would yank me away, and I would like be like, "What just happened?" And I turn around and see her booking it, and then she would say retreat. Like,
by the way, you should be running right now. Should already be running.
I yanked you because I'm It was like, all right, that's fine.
You are my shield.
Yeah, it was a really big update that they did this week. They changed a whole bunch of characters that, like, Murdoch is changed, and he's been around since the beginning. And now he has, like, totally different skills. And plays kind of totally differently. Uh-oh.
Capital.
So yeah, it's mostly characters that I play. So it's been interesting that they're all different. What else to say about Paragon? Oh, they also added like another thing that you can earn by playing a bunch. So previously with the Star Chests, it felt like they just wanted you to do daily quests. So theoretically, you play one game a day, and that's enough. But now they're doing a thing called the Mega Vault. Like every week, if you can get 90 stars, you get a token to open the Mega Vault, and it can have like, well, it's sort of the same as opening a loot crate because there are like crappy rewards in there too, and they feel crappier because to get 90 stars takes quite some time. It's like 3 days. 3 days of playing a bunch of games.
And that's provided you're winning these games.
Yeah.
You're getting bonuses and stuff.
So I just got my first Mega Vault token, and I opened it, and I got 15,000 reputation. And at this point, I'm like,
useless to him.
What am I supposed to do with this? I have 600,000 in the bank. It's like it's not even like Motes of Light. It's like I guess at this point it's like Radiant Shards. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But the game is really fun right now. It feels a lot more fast-paced, and people take a lot more risks because they got this healer character that, since she's new, everyone wants to try it. So almost every single game.
It drives me crazy because when I'm playing as her and my team is being reckless, it's like, hey, stop it. Stop it. Can't all be like Trioptical. Because he has a habit. He has a habit of playing very recklessly when he does things. Oh crap! About to get killed. Help.
Combat is life. That is my motto.
It's very dangerous.
Because like that's a situation that pops up a lot. You're sort of caught, and then it's like, if you run, you will just die, with your back facing the enemy, and that's the only difference. Like, you're gonna die.
At least you would try to take somebody.
So, like, how do you want it to go down? And so, in recent times, I decided, well, I will try to kill him. I probably won't, but they'll be weakened, and maybe someone else will get them momentarily.
It is not recent times. He's always been reckless. He's always been reckless. Before Legacy, when I've always had to save him when I was using the prior support character to phase being introduced. He was testing my limits. He was testing.
You must save me, and I will just run into the fray.
Uh-oh.
He does that a lot. He does it a lot. Drives him crazy.
So yeah, that is what I've been playing.
So, Sean, give me an idea when you said that, because we talked about the whole Horizon Zero Dawn, and then like every game after that being called like a different subtitle with like one or first or something, whatever. So it's like, now my theory is like, you know, you have Infamous, First Light, Second Son. The next game's gonna be called like Third something that has to do with like
Third
Light
Reich,
and Sun or something.
because America now.
Third something. No, that's terrible. That's terrible. No. They're not that. Like
Wait, no, the first one was called Second Son.
The
second one was called...
Yeah, but it's a prequel though, so it makes sense.
Well, the prequel was called First Light.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I mean, sure, like the first two were like Infamous 1 and 2, but now they have like this whole like naming convention thing, so I think it's like, you know, E3 this year, it's like, you know, what's Sucker Punch been working on? Infamous Third something.
Third one.
If you have Light and Sun, that is, I would think it would be having to do with like some sort of like, you know, element or the moon or light and celestial.
Third Sun, but it's S-U-N.
Anywho, that's my conspiracy theory. RPG, what have you been playing?
Paragon. Lots and lots of Paragon. It's all Tropica's fault.
We were talking about this yesterday on the Destiny chat. Or after Destiny. It's just like how many free games there are now is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, because I saw Skyforge, I was like, ooh, this game looks very pretty. But then I was like, it's free to play, so clearly my brain is like, you know, the alarm, like the red light is like blinking because it's an alarm. It's like a silent alarm, but it's like it's not gonna like go audio. You have like blaring at me like, Tekken, stay away, no Tekken, because it's like, you know, that's all I need. Is like, you know, it's free to play, and then the light comes on. It's like clearly I see the blinking, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I won't walk any farther towards the light because, you know, bad things usually happen. What happened with Destiny? So I think I'm good on games that, you know, are just endless time sinks of soulless, empty experiences. That being said, I cannot wait for that one game, Elite Dangerous or whatever.
Hero?
That
Oh,
and
Elite
that.
Dangerous? Wait, is that one free to play?
No,
Elite
it's not,
Dangerous?
but it's very vast and empty and soulless.
Oh, you're talking about
so
time suck games.
I cannot wait to beat X-Man in Marvel Heroes though, because man, it's been a long time since there was a non-Marvel versus game or Lego Marvel game that you could play as the X-Men characters. So. Thanks, Fox. Thanks, Marvel. Thanks. You all know you
I
did.
wonder who has the X-Men game license, because it's separate from movies.
I would imagine maybe Activision, because they have a bunch of Marvel games.
Do they have there been any X-Men games, though? I haven't.
Not lately. The last one was the Wolverine ones, I think.
That was quite a while ago.
That was quite a while ago.
The Deadpool game was Activision.
Activision too, yeah.
But that's not... Is that... I don't know where Deadpool came from.
Well, at least they published it. But yeah, it's hard out here for us mutants, you know, where you just get infected with Terrigen Mist and dying from Mpox. It's great. It's not great. And then, you know, we can't get the right amount of movies to be made to get a, you know, proper Phoenix Saga. It's like, you know, it's more than one movie, dude. What are you doing? Like, you can't just throw all your eggs in one basket and call it a day. That's like a 3 to 5 movie saga.
They're gonna.
It's gonna.
They didn't learn from their first mistake, so they're doing it again.
That was like an entire like miniseries in the cartoon series, which is like why it was so epic. I was like, man, that was like,
two different miniseries.
Yep,
Because there
it
was the
was.
Phoenix Saga and
It's
then
like
the Dark
it's
Phoenix
like probably
Saga.
like over 10 episodes or something of like Phoenix and Dark Phoenix Saga. But it was great. They went to space, the Shi'ar, and all those guys. It was great. And then they went back to Earth, and Jean was all like evil because that's what Dark Phoenix does to you. It was like, no, Jean. And you had the whole scene with Wolverine just cutting through the Hellfire Club. It was great. Oh, loved it. Loved it. Anywho, what have you been playing RPG? Because I'm way off an Aimless Island right now.
I've been playing
besides
Paragon.
You know.
I've only been playing Paragon.
What? You haven't played Persona?
Only Paragon.
I don't believe you.
Well, you should, because that is it. They introduced a new character, so obviously I had to play a bunch of Paragon because new character week. And then I actually got the opportunity to play a said character, so then it's been fun.
He's preserving the world by not playing Persona.
It's true. Trying to keep you guys alive. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you want?
Ironically enough, the time in which you might finish the game will maybe end with the person who will remain nameless doing themselves in because they are so incompetent. So that's pretty funny. After you'll come back next week, yeah, I finished it, and then it's like impeachment hearings or something, so you know. I guess we'll see. Darkest timeline could possibly be averted. Or not. Because then you end up with a bunch of evil geniuses as opposed to a... Well, you can end that sentence yourself, because you know. RPG. Is that all you've been playing, Paragon?
No, just kidding. I did play some Persona 5.
I knew it.
But,
No, why would you do this to us?
and I think it's like the definite final dungeon though this time because it's like all dark and dreary, and it's like humanity's collective conscious created it and all this other nonsense. So it's time. It's happening, guys. We're nearing the end. We're nearing the end. So be prepared. Be prepared. But thankfully, I've been primarily playing Paragon though, so it's fine. We're okay for now. We're okay for now. But yeah, they've made, because like Tarp was saying, they made updates to the heroes. One of which is one of the ones I played, the one that I've been going on the one-man gospel tour for. So it's
She's
fine.
a pop star.
She is a pop star. She is. But they've changed how she works a little bit, so it's like her spotlight lasts longer, and then she can actually move while casting now. So it like changes everything. So I can be the assassin she was always meant to be. So it's great. It's great. But yeah, it's it's been a pretty light week. I didn't pick up the Surge as I planned to because I've been too busy trying to move and work at the same time. It's just been so much work.
I was in the land of play.
But
Not that that explains why. Because, you know, what I've been playing every week on this show has basically been One Thing and Paragon.
basically, yes.
Cool.
Fetch, no. I mean, phase, no.
What if God was one of us?
Yes, that song means that it is another
It's time.
episode of Hypothetical Hour. True if it's an hour, alliterative if you could see it. This week,
Literary conventions.
oh right, why do we do this? Because this is Aimless Podcast, and what is more aimless than hypotheticals? Seriously, I'm asking.
I actually don't know because I thought it was a rhetorical question.
There. Wow, my brain was like thinking of an answer, and it was like calculating in the Rolodexes, and I just, yeah. I had it. Semantics. There we go. A semantic argument. There you go. That's something that could last a while.
But is it aimless?
Because if you just keep
That
going
is the
on,
question to ask yourself.
so it's like like the scene in the Avengers too. It's like is the hammer worthy if it's in the elevator and it goes up? Is the elevator worthy?
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about the swarm run. I was like, that's not a question.
Elevator's not worthy.
Although it's inanimate, so technically it can't be worthy of anything because it's not alive per se.
I don't know where they left that one at.
Well, they didn't actually answer it because I mean they thought it was as ridiculous as we do.
It had places to be, things to do.
I think it's a legitimate question though.
All right, so this week I was thinking, you know how they say that software makes hardware, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it means if you have good software for your console, that's why people buy it, and not because your console is amazing.
Also known
Don't
as
say
the Nintendo
things like
defense.
Yes, the Nintendo. Wait, so do you think it's not true?
I'm just saying, it's like third parties have had a pretty bad time on that platform ever since 64. So it's like they won't really want to like be in bed with Nintendo on their platforms ever since 64, and then GameCube was like worse, and then Wii they tried to get in because they're like, ooh, look at all these casuals, and it backfired because there's just so much shovelware, and it was just like we can't cut through the noise here, and then Wii they're like, yeah, we'll just leave them to their devices because this is clearly a trap. Look at these hardware sales numbers. Pff, there's no money to be made here. Money, dear boy, money. F these Nintendo people, or yeah, F them. And they just abandoned them. And now they're like, oh man, the Switch. Oh man, we gotta do something about all these AAA games we're making, all these budgets. They're just so bloated and increasing and skyrocketing. And do something. And then Ubisoft's like, yeah, we're gonna support it. We're not gonna make any details right now, but it's happening. Yeah, and stuff. So yeah. In the E3, I'm sure we'll see more weirdness as far as also on Switch. But is it?
The hypothetical is, if it's software that's what sells hardware, could Activision make a console?
Yeah. I mean,
For example, like if in however many weeks E3 is, like they came out and announced we're entering the hardware business, and future Call of Duties will all be on the Actibox or something like that.
The Activision?
The Activision?
Because VR is the future.
the Acta console,
The Activision.
the Acta VR.
Their tagline will be "Get good, scrubs. Get good."
I mean, the immediate reaction is sort of obvious, but how do you think it would do?
I mean,
Well, if
do.
Call of Duty became exclusive to the console, I mean, it's a
it'd be
good chance
fine.
that you'd have those, the ones that buy consoles specifically for
Yeah.
Call of Duty. Like, well,
Just go buy
guess
Call of
I'm
Duty
only
console.
going to be playing the Acta thingy.
The Activision. I like that.
So
Activision's Activision. Okay, now it doesn't work.
yeah, now it sounds you made it weird, Charles.
So you think that people would be like, oh man, it sucks. I bought a PS4 to play this stuff. I bought an Xbox One to play this stuff, and now I have to buy
so.
I mean,
an Activision.
This is like the era of brands, and Call of Duty is like one of the larger ones. So it's like as long as it's got Activision, or I'm sorry, as long as it's got Call of Duty on it, those people that play that crap are gonna be like, oh, this is the only place I can play it. Well, whatever, man. Here's my money. Oh.
Basically,
I mean, have you ever? Okay. I don't want to paint a broad brush of these people
Painted.
and like you people
Painted.
and be like, oh well, they're just blah blah blah. But it's like, it's a very wide group of people and they're very diverse, I'm sure, and like have different tastes. But at the end of the day, they're also very lowest common denominator users, and they don't have very how shall I say their taste is not as exquisite as my own or anybody else on this podcast. So they're probably like, whatever, dude.
We are exquisite.
Let me go play. Let me go get this console
White.
to get this shoot people in the face with gun game with zombies. Oh, that's all I care about. Whatever. My friends are on it too, so whatever. That's all. That's really the only game I play. So yeah, it would be I mean, I don't know how much of a success would be, but it would sell units. So.
You think it would be cool after a while? I mean, if you think about it, say, it wasn't just Call of Duty, it was like their entire lineup becomes exclusive to their console. Like, that's a lot of stuff.
Tactical. No. See, to me,
They do own a lot of things, though. They could even bring stuff like Blizzard stuff into the console
yeah.
market.
I mean, okay, if you well, the Blizzard, okay, that is like a game changer right there when you say like the Blizzard things. Like the Blizzard thing is like that's actually like good stuff. So it's like once you take that stuff away, it's like okay, that's like a major player move right there. So yeah. And then, like, if they still get their fire support, like, beyond that, it'd be, like, really, successful. Cause
It would be a ridiculous
Although
shame.
the real question is, would like other third-party developers support this?
Why wouldn't
Would
they?
they be like, hey, no, I meant like publishing their games on the Activision. Like, would they be like, oh yeah, we're releasing this game exclusively for the Activision. Can't get it anywhere else because Activision.
I wonder if they would have exclusive third-party games. Because in general, like, it's usually, I don't think it's usually just like money exchange. It's more like, oh yes, if you're exclusive to us, we will like advertise the crap out of your game. And they look at that, it's like, well, advertising isn't free, so okay, yeah, let's do it.
It is not free. This is the fact.
But like, with that, I wonder if they would even do that, or they would just be like, we have our lineup, it's cool. If you want to make it on our system, which is selling gangbusters, then yeah, sure. But we're not gonna do anything special to get exclusives.
Because I mean, Activision they have Assassin's Creed. They have their own
They have Assassin's
Destiny
Creed.
ripoff. They have,
Ubisoft.
Oh wait, sorry, Ubisoft. Get confused. They're all the same company. They all blend together. But like they have Call
vacation
of Duty.
together.
They have random IPs that they could probably back themselves up with. So I mean, I think it would work, but I just don't. It's like it would kind of saturate the console market more so than it needed to be. Because I mean, we already have more consoles than we probably need on the market to begin with. So it's just
I just think it would be neat because you'd have like WoW and Destiny, which are very large user bases of like a online focused game, like in one, like monopolized in like one piece of hardware. So it's like you can only play it one place. So that'd be neat.
Yeah.
But then it's like, man, I don't know. It's
It
like I think it
Activision
would
also
work,
does
but then it's like
StarCraft too, though, don't they?
yeah,
Or
they also do StarCraft. It's like it would work, but I like don't think it would like be a negative thing across the industry. I think it would just be like a consolidation of like people that like those types of games. But then like I could see it being like still successful, but like not super successful because like for me it's like, well, I didn't really play anything from Activision, and like Blizzard, I haven't really played anything from them in a while, so it's like, whatever, man. So, and I'm so invested in my PS4, it's like whatever. So,
I'm also wondering if it would actually become like a Me Too type of situation where like other developers or other
yeah,
publishers
I
like,
was
you know
thinking
what,
about that too.
we have a big enough lineup, we could totally do this
It
too.
kind of seems like the Vault, or not the Vault, but the EA Access or whatever thing, where it's like, well, if EA does it, what stops Ubisoft from doing it, and what stops this third party from doing it? And then it's just,
Well, I think it would be different though. Like, you can't just say, hey, they have hardware. We should make hardware. Like, it's not.
That's what Microsoft did.
It's not sort of like EA Access is basically, they're using all these systems that are already in place. Kind of.
I mean, but that's the thing, Tropical. It's like if you have like your own piece of hardware, you don't have to put your stuff on anybody else's, and then it's like, well, you know what? We don't have to worry about all these other SKUs and specs and blah blah blah. We can just make it for our own and sell it for profit. Yes.
They sell it for money, dear boy,
And then
money.
just like check the boxes of all the genres and be like, so we got a first-person shooter, we got a racing game, we got an open world game, we got some sort of RPG game. What else do we need, guys? Sports game? Oh, we got that covered. 'Cause we're EA, we got a bunch of EA Sports studios. What else we got? And just go down the list.
Yeah, we're sort of touching upon it. Like, another sort of related hypothetical is, who else could even do this?
I think just the mega publishers like EA,
It was
Ubisoft,
just a matter of
Activision.
library.
It'd have to be big ones, yeah. So you'd have the Electronic Art Box or the Ubisoft Station or,
Maybe
stuff like
Bethesda, but
I don't think Bethesda.
I don't think they have. Yeah, like they have a lot of sports games or racing games. They're almost there because they have Quake and Wolfenstein and Prey and all the first-person stuff that they have now. But their fans are super loyal, so it's still like however many million. So, but they do better than Wii U. Oh, I guess that's my response to this hypothetical. Is that like all these hypothetical third parties would like still sell more than 10 million. So sorry Wii U, but I'm sure they. You're a good console, but you're probably like the worst effort from Nintendo in a while. Well, not that worst effort, but you just were out at the wrong time because everybody else was just so hot and you were not. So sorry. You set the low bar. Everybody can just step all over you now.
The Soft Station.
That would, man, that'd be weird though. Like when as far as exclusivity, because then it would be like, if I have to choose between a traditional console that has first party and third party, or just third party only, I would choose a traditional console and not be like, I'm only going to play games from this publisher because that's
The
all you
problem, yeah, but the problem would become like you wouldn't be able to get those games on your
get. Yeah,
traditional console because now, if you're a fan of games from those particular publishers, then it's like, well, you kind of have to buy their box to play their games. So
it's like for me, it's like as long as Telltale and BioWare stay out of this arms race, I'm good.
well, they can't, I mean, neither of them have big enough lineups to.
But EA
They have to
Bucks,
still.
if they're part of they're part of that publisher, so they're owned by. That's
I
it's
mean,
like once they're dragged into the Civil War RPG, that's
War.
even that. I mean, that being said, Mass Effect's on hiatus right now, so it's not an issue. So I'm thinking, I mean, yeah, and I still haven't played Dragon Age, so
You're not missing out.
I'd be
Right.
I'd be fine probably. But it would suck for everybody else.
Yeah. I guess
What
it
do
would
you-
depend on the publisher that was doing it, because I mean, it's very unlikely I'd have to worry about something like that. But for people like Gamer who like these games from these large publishers, it's like, well, he's gonna have like 40 consoles by the end of the week. So
Well, so what I think would be interesting is, for example, let's say Sega had more money and they didn't have to kill the Dreamcast, and possibly that meant that they stayed in hardware. And then at this point in time, they went and bought Atlas and Creative Assembly. And so those are exclusive to a Sega console today in
I
a
would cry.
hypothetical world. Like
my answer to that.
PlayStation 4 exists as it is, but all Sega properties would be on, I don't know, the Super Dreamcast or whatever.
Be called the Sega Cast. I mean,
Wow.
that would mean I
This
would
would be
have.
many generations past Dreamcast, actually.
It would have been, yeah, because I think we've had multiple consoles since then. So that means I would have pretty much bought a new console last month because reasons. So thankfully that didn't have to happen.
Wow, that would be... Huh, who would be ahead in that case if Dreamcast didn't die and Sega stayed in hardware?
I still think it would have been the way it is now,
yeah, I was
because I
gonna say
mean,
because Dreamcast and
after
PS2 are in the
Sonic's
same generation, and
downfall,
then it would
kind of
so
would kind
it
of
would have been
like
like whatever was after Dreamcast would have been with the PS3, or Dreamcast 2 would have been PS3, and then Dreamcast 4 would have been with PS4. So
I don't think it would have been called the Dreamcast 2, but it would have been something else because their naming conventions are
or
like
would
kind
have
of all
been,
over
I think I
the
said it
place.
wrong. The Dreamcast 3 would have been with PS4.
There have been like I think like there's a lot of variables, and I wonder.
Because I don't think that the Dreamcast 2 would have been... Yeah, Dreamcast 2 would have been anything to, like, try to compete with the casual market that the Wii did. So that would have been the same thing. And then, yeah, I don't see it being very much different. Except for the exclusive software. So, whatever Sega made Valkyrie Chronicles... is like the only thing that comes to mind. Would have been
All the
exclusive.
Yakuza games.
Oh yeah, that too.
And the current Persona,
Possibly
you know,
Shenmue, and then yeah, like Persona,
just Persona
or
5,
yeah,
because
just
that one
Persona
was
5.
just the only one that was released after their takeover. Although I guess technically they would also get the rights to any re-releases to those games too.
Oh yeah. I wonder if they would port them. I guess that would be hard. You would have a PlayStation emulator on your Dreamcast 3.
Mm, let's see, it was Sega, then it was what, Saturn was the one that came after that, then Dreamcast. Yeah, their naming conventions are all over the place. Able to the Sega Galaxy maybe? Nah, Samsung already has the rights to that. I have no idea. But yeah, it would have been odd because then that means a lot of the games as we know them today.
Actually, that would.
Dreamcast
Actually, I'm kind of
games.
curious because there's a lot of stuff that was on Xbox One, the Duke, not the Xbox One now.
Yeah,
That was
like
like
Panzer Dragoon
yeah.
Orta
Gun
Jet Set
Valkyrie, yeah, Jet Set Feature.
radio feature with it.
Shenmue 2 as well, because that got ported. And some
Yeah.
racing games. Shinobi, oh man, that was a great game. PS2.
Oh my gosh, the new Shinobi.
Oh. They would be able to do a lot of crazy stuff because the power that the consoles have now to just make up ninja moves and stuff, yes, would have been crazy.
All right, next one. So, I think this is right. Hideo Kojima is an econ major from school. What if he had done that instead and he never made Metal
The
Gear?
Metal Gear never happened.
Do you think stealth games exist?
Yeah, they still exist.
I think they exist, but not. I mean, I feel like without the weirdness that Metal Gear brought to the genre, in addition to like the gameplay aspects, it would probably been a lot different because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have tried to copy the magic that he created with a convoluted story /
I don't
stealth
think
elements
that's the case.
/ other things. But I mean, like I'm sure things like Splinter Cell still would have existed, but they just would have been a little bit different, kind of.
You think so? I feel like
Tenchu and Metal Gear came out almost the same time, and they're very similar as far as stealth.
wait, Metal Gear Solid or
Yeah,
Metal
Metal
Gear?
Gear Solid. And Metal Gear, like, dude, that was okay. That's the other thing, dude. Is like, okay, I didn't even know about the whole like Metal Gear previous games in the series until like later on, and then it's like, oh, so there's like this MSX thing in Japan, blah blah. But it's like, even then, it's like I don't even think those games were as influential because, like, I don't see a lot of like it didn't really seem like there's a lot of stealth genre games until the PS1 era, or when you had Metal Gear Solid, or after Metal Gear Solid anyway. That seemed to be like the big one as far as like stealth taking off and being a thing. But even then, like, you had Tenchu Stealth Assassins came out like around the same time. So I think like had there not have been Metal Gear Solid, it just would have been more sneaky stab stuff, and it would have
It would have been more ninja games instead
it would
of
have, like gradually
soldier
evolved
stealth
into
games.
the military stealth action genre.
Still
Until
think it
someone
would
was
have
like,
been different.
we should make a game like that where like a ninja with a gun and you just sneak around and shoot people.
A ninja with a gun.
And then,
Yes.
but then I think that the other thing to take away from that is like the whole open aspect as far as like going stealth and going loud, which was like in 4 and 5, they finally found like a perfect balance of it. I don't think that would have been as refined until way later, because that was like a big thing on MGS. Well, even MGS 3 or just all of them really. It's like you, or I guess 3 and beyond, 3, 4, and 5. Like you're not as penalized if you do not play as stealthy in your Jaguar like RPG.
So maybe like predatory stealth doesn't exist, or it just like comes. See, like my impression of Splinter Cell was always they wanted a stealth game like Metal Gear on Xbox, and Ubisoft was working on this thing, and then they got together and made it happen, and that's where Splinter Cell came from.
I don't know. I think it could still been influenced by other stuff at the time, but just not
Well, at the
as
same time,
much.
because I mean, what Metal Gear Solid was, I think it's possible that the popularity of it could have kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like led into that genre becoming more popular than it was before. Because you mentioned that Tenchu was kind of like out around the same time, but when it comes to between the two games, I know Metal Gear Solid. I don't really know Tenchu all that well, but I don't know. Maybe we would have saw fewer, and then it kind of would have just died off as a genre.
I don't know if the genre died off, because that's what I was saying. Like Metal Gear 2 were like a thing, but nobody really knew about them. But I think they were also Japan only. But then, since MGS 1 was like so big, I mean, I think Tenchu was like pretty popular too, but it wasn't as popular. But I don't think the genre would have died off. I think it would have just like been a slower growing to like where it got to eventually. But it wouldn't have been as refined as soon, like MGS 3 or MGS 4. Like it would have took time for people to get like the good balance of action and stealth that we have now and stuff like that.
So you think it still would have emerged, but more slowly?
Yeah.
And
Or
perhaps
like
not
more
as
one-sided towards like the predatory stealth side as opposed to like the stealth action, where you can like still be stealthy and have action stuff in it, like we do with the modern stuff. Like with or like for me, like in Conviction and what's the other one, Blacklist, it just seems like you have the freedom that you're given to like be very aggressive with the enemies, but also still be very stealthy, or just like not even approach them and be like, I'm not going to shoot anybody, like Watch Dogs 2. It's like I think we would have been more shackled to the being super stealthy side of that equation if it wasn't for Metal Gear Solid getting like as popular and then like evolving to what it is now. Because that to me is like the feather in its cap is just how good it does like the balance of stealth and action. Whereas like most stealth games are just like stealth only and like you can't F up, or that's like it, or you like it's like don't get spotted or that's it. So I think that's like where it would have been in like for way longer versus.
Was that how Tenchu was? Like you couldn't.
I've never
seen.
played it.
I never played the original Tenchu.
I don't think so. It was just like the enemies were like, if you didn't sneak up on them and kill them, it was like the combat, like the straight up like one-on-one fights, like you weren't very favored because you're meant to be a ninja that sneaks up and kill people with like one stab in the back of your, or just like that stuff. You're not a samurai warrior. You are a ninja who stealthily kills its prey in one fatal blow.
I want to be a ninja when I grow up.
Believe it.
But now you just want to be like Solid Snake when you grow up, or one of the snakes, or all of them. There's a lot of snakes. The next Metal Gear Solid is going to be called All of the Snakes. All of them.
Well, I mean, the people in charge, maybe. um. Oh, so this is also one with related questions. Is there a genre that exists today that you think wouldn't exist without one like really influential game?
Hmm.
I think I think Walking Dead. If Walking Dead did not exist, there would not be like a modern renaissance in adventure games like there's now. Like I think without that game, there is like no dialogue, adventure, choice-driven action or not action adventure, choice-driven genre because that is just.
Because they did. Well, because I feel like they did a bunch of them
I mean, yeah,
before,
Jurassic
and they
Park, but like they
weren't.
weren't as good though. Like Walking Dead was like a game changer. That like
It
episode
wasn't like it
3
wasn't that they
is
were
just like
necessarily as
the
good.
sequence
It's
of
just
events in that episode changed my life forever, and just like is such a profound example of just like the shit that goes down in an episode of Walking Dead that just like it hits you and like you feel it and like it's like you feel the weight of just the universe that you're in, of just like
well, I
the
think
characters I'm around and like the things that happen to them, and then once they're gone, or it's like if your choices are like not been good up to that point, and like how they react to you, it's like it's just it's like no other game has that like emotional impact to me, just like or that genre. It's just like no other genre comes close. Or Telltale is just like I guess specifically Telltale like in their magic of like what they do, like nobody else comes close in that regard because it's just like dude. I did do these things. Something happened to that one lady had that thing happen to her by that other lady, and I was like no. And then that kid had that thing happen to them, and I was like no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And then something else happened. I was like no, I feel bad, but I don't regret it. And then like from talking to you two about it, it's like I had like me personally, I was like all right, Kenny, you're my bro. We gotta talk this down. But then you two fought with him, so it's like I don't know how that happens. But like in my playthrough, it's like we're still
well because he was
bros.
insane.
And he's my
I
bro
didn't have a
till the
choice.
end, which is why I could not do what I did not do to him at the end of the season 2. And sorry, Jane, but you're a crazy bitch. So that's just the way that
I
is.
shot him. I shot him in the face.
I saw her get stabbed. I didn't look away, and it's going to scar me for the rest of my life. But it's fine. It's fine because he's my bro. So couldn't let it happen. And who leaves a baby out in the flipping blizzard with walkers around? Really, seriously.
Obviously, she didn't actually do it. She was
Yeah,
just
she
like,
did because she was like, "Oh, let me go find the baby," or because you only know after you hear the crying. And it's like, "Oh, that's where it is." Crazy woman. Who would do that? She would, obviously.
she was trying to prove a point though. Because I mean, let's keep in mind, Kenny was being cuckoo banana pants. So
Well, if you, that's that's what happens when you're in that world for that long, and stuff goes down. It affects you, and you lose that many people close to you.
they weren't close to me. Barely knew them.
Well, they're close to him.
I mean, they all died anyway. So what good was that gonna do?
Whatever, but
Just saying. Just saying. I mean, in the case of the Telltale games, I think part of it is like the licenses that they use that kind of helped with the popularity. Because, like Charles said, they probably had like plenty of games like that before, but they happened to pick franchises that people were familiar with and were like, "Oh, I would like to try to live in this world," and then they regretted their decisions immediately after trying to live in said worlds, and they're like, "Huh, I in fact would not like to live in this world. I would not, because life is horrible."
yeah, I guess my short answer would be yes, but then like to point to like a specific example, it's like man, there's so many because it's like I don't think if you take out any one game, that genre is just like gone forever. It's just like that's really hard because like even like the music genre, it's just like there's so many different types of music games. It's like is there really one that would just like that would be like the Genesis?
The progenitor.
Yeah, that you take that away and then the rest are just like not there.
Um,
I think
the
for me
first one?
it'd be more of a like if you take a game away that was made and it was like a Renaissance style of like oh these games are back like Street Fighter 4 or something of like oh 2D fighters can still exist in like this era of like 3D HD games, then it's like there is no second coming of like oh well we can still keep on making these, And you don't get like Mortal Kombat 9 or all the Guilty Gear games and BlazBlue games and all that stuff. Or Marvel 3 and Infinite. Actually, no. But then my brain is like, well, actually, they probably would like try to make another Marvel game because they're like, well, we have these characters in this license. Let's just make another Marvel game and see what happens, and it would just be amazing. I don't know. I mean, short answer yes. Long answer is like, that's a good one.
Are there like mechanics that you think don't exist? If like the first game to do it didn't do it. Like Final Fantasy's active time battle. If they never did that, does someone come up with it later?
That's a good one.
I mean, but other game. I mean, I guess there's a couple of games that have similar battle systems, but I mean, I don't. I mean, turn-based games still would have existed, so maybe eventually somebody would have been like, you know what, we need to make these more dynamic. Then it would have happened, maybe.
I actually think probably MOBAs don't exist if Defense of the Ancients was never made out of Warcraft 3.
I would not
Because that's
mind that being
that's
a
a
reality of this timeline that we're in. So,
because that's a really like, I mean, the rules of MOBAs are actually really, really complicated. And so if this guy had not thought of this way of playing, I think it wouldn't probably, no one else does either.
Well, I guess without Wii Sports, you have like no, like, crazy phenomenon that was the Wii. You take that away, and then like, what do you have? You have Zelda, and that one game with the sword and the gun.
Just a normal
Yeah,
console.
there's no game that just like catches fire, and it's like, oh man, we're gonna sell 100 million of these. Oh man. I don't know what the mechanic of that would be. Just like, the magical Wiimote and nunchuck working good enough. Not even 1-to-1, but hey, you don't need to know that because it's magical and fun when you play it.
All right, that is my. Was it an hour? It may have been a lie this week.
Not sure.
Oh
Let's keep
no!
track.
Tropical is a lie.
Hypothetical happy.
Like the cake. Like the cake.
So yeah, if you listen to that and you have your own thoughts, because those are kind of interesting things that are aimless to think about, that you can think about aimlessly. Yeah, that sounds better.
I think you have a good point there, Tropical, about Defense of the Ancients, because I think like anything that was like stumbled upon or proliferated from like a mod or a very specific piece of software for a game that was like, oh well, now that we've done this thing, you can do this, and it just gets super
It's
popular.
most likely to
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like what's that? What was that game that was really? I'm trying to think of like the game that was really popular. Was it World War? Not World War Z, but like the Arma 2 mod.
DayZ.
That.
DayZ.
Yeah, like without that, I don't think you have like all these games like the
Survival
Player
games.
Unknown, whatever, Battlegrounds.
Battleground.
That has just been like, yeah, like the explosion of that just like would not exist without DayZ. Because after that, everybody's like, oh dude, you heard about this game? And like all the videos about it, and just like, I guess like to a lesser extent Minecraft, but there's like no other Minecraft really like games. Or like, I guess not per se, but it's like you don't see a lot of Minecraft clones compared to like how popular it is, if that makes sense. because that game
Yeah.
is huge, but there's not a lot of we're like this game too. So
We are also Minecraft, but our blocks are slightly smaller. That might be Lego Worlds, actually.
And there's also Dragon Quest Builders now, so
I guess that'd be like a neat alternate question of like what exists that you do not think is as Me Too as you thought it would be like since it's so popular, since like Minecraft is like super popular, but there's not a lot of clones of it, or it doesn't seem like there are. That'd be like my pick on that one because that game is ginormous. And maybe Angry Birds because it's like I don't play the filth on the cloud and sky landfill, but I'm surprised there's not enough. I mean, maybe there are more clones of it, and I just don't know because I don't look that crap up. But
sure.
it's such a simple concept, and then it doesn't seem like there's a lot of. But then it's free, so maybe that's why. So I don't know.
On the other hand, Flappy Bird had a ton of clones.
Strangely enough. Despite
I think it's
everyone
got to
saying
be
that
like
it's awful.
easy enough that you feel like I could make this, on my day off or something. Because Flappy Bird feels like that. Minecraft doesn't feel like something you could just sit down and be like, I'm going to make Minecraft.
Anywho, I guess that's it for the hypothetical hour and stuff or whatever. On to the
Yeah.
news.
What was in the news this week?
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. Things and stuff.
Do we have no news at all?
Well,
I
I
don't.
don't.
I said I don't.
Have any.
Oh,
Because I
thought you
wasn't
had,
here.
Something to say. Like something
I
that was
saw
better than
things,
nothing.
but I only remember what I thought about them
I guess
and not
we'll
what
do
the
it
news
live
was.
because this is aimless, and I'll just look some crap up right now on the fly.
Yay!
Far
Live!
Cry 5 officially confirmed. So we've had oceanic island vistas in Far Cry 3, and then Far Cry 4. Wait a minute, Far Cry 4 is India, or not India, but like that area, Nepalese, Indian, not Appalachian, Himalayan. Jeez, I'm sorry, because I was all up in the Himalaya, and I cannot talk. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
All up in the Shangri-La
All of that.
in that one.
All up in the Shangri-La.
And that was a fun time. So I'm thinking, and then we had jungles in the brush in Far Cry 2 in the African savannas. So I'm thinking, and Far Cry 1 and Far Cry 3 are kind of the same, like islandy Oceania. So I'm thinking we either get
Maybe it's
urban.
gonna be like the lost city of Atlantis.
I don't think it's gonna be Los Angeles RPG. I think we either get the
You don't know.
urban
You don't know.
explorer in some vast city and like just a bunch of cities, which is like completely different and like would be interesting. Or we get the desert, like Middle East or somewhere, like Dubai or Bahrain, Morocco. All those countries, they know who they are. I mean, just the ones with desert, though. I mean, as long as there's a desert there, that works. Like the Sahara is, but I think the Sahara is in Africa, and I don't know like specifically where, so whatever.
Gonna bless the
See, a
Oh,
Star
that's
Ocean
awesome.
Until the End of Time.
Gross.
It's coming to PS4 on May 23rd. Yay, next week. So, I'll add it to my list of PS4 games on PS2, which none of them I've played. But hey, one of these days. One of these days.
Was that Star Ocean 3 or was that a different one?
It was 3.
And if you haven't picked it up, Code
Because
Veronica
4
X
was,
is also on it. I believe it.
Or
And
with
then the
the
story also
Xbox One
says
one.
that Harvest Moon Save the Homeland is also out too. So Harvest Moon on PS4. It's a PS2 game, but hey, better than nothing. So there you go.
So if you're a fan of
according to
whatever you
RPG,
just
he
said.
says it's worse than Integrity and Faithlessness. So I guess I'll just play it to find out.
everything is worse than that one, but I mean, that aside,
Wait, so that's the best one?
what? Integrity. Oh, wait, no, that's the 5th one. No, that's not great at all. I thought you were talking about
Like, everything is worse than that one.
Sorry, I thought he was talking about the other one. The one before that one. The one that wasn't awful. I forgot the subtitle for that one though.
Till the
For
end of
some
time?
reason.
Or
No,
it
the one
started-
after
third
the
one?
There's a fourth one after
Oh.
all of those. I
Last
forgot
Hope?
the subtitle for it though. The Last Hope, that one. Jesus, how did I forget that one? The one that was the prequel to everything.
I think he forgot it because it sounds so normal.
That's the game.
Yeah, it's not like the last hope of the
French fries and
infinite
integrity and
sadness of melancholy
Infinite
space
undiscovered.
adventures.
end of
Forever.
eternities. And I should point out all these games are also all made by Tri-Ace because they like weird names for their games. They're like Square Enix but B tier. Although I did like Resonance of Fate though, so there's that.
Let's see. The Burnout 3 Crash Mode full game called Danger Zone is coming to PS4 and PC. So if you like the Crash Mode from Burnout, there you go.
Welcome to the Danger Zone.
Basically, just been making that game over and over again.
Pretty
Like,
much
their-
yes.
Their last game was what's it called? Dangerous Golf?
Don't
I can't
know.
remember if that was the title.
You did mention a game called Dangerous Golf before, so possibly.
Yeah, that they made that game, and it's basically Crash Mode, except with a golf ball and like breakable things
Oh.
that are not cars.
Danger Zone.
Golf balls. Although I haven't gotten that far. Maybe there are golf balls that you break later.
South Park: The Fractured Butthole has a release date finally after being delayed until sometime this year. It is October 17th now, so yay! A long way away, but hey. Actually, that's kind of weird because last year it was supposed to come out in like December, I think, which is why I perioded it, and now it's October, so that's almost a full year delay. So
What's a full year?
that kind of sucks. But hey, better than
At
nothing,
least it's
right?
still happening.
Games are hard to make, and all that other stuff.
South Park 1 was pretty good, so
Obviously.
Be excited.
Please be excited, yes. Wait a year. Please be excited. We know you're excited because you've been waiting a year. Oh. What else? Okay, so Project Rap Rabbit was announced, and it's from the developers of Guitar Hero Man and oh wait, hold on.
Rapping Dog.
Prapper the Rapper, Leap Beat Agents creators. It's a collaboration. Project Rap Rabbit. It's already raised the money on Kickstarter to be funded, so happy trails, everybody. You don't have to put any money in if you haven't already, because I've been burned on Kickstarter. I don't want to talk about it, so that's the other thing.
He doesn't want to talk about it, actually.
It was like announced, and then I saw it on Twitter, and then Gamer was like, "Oh wait, it's a Kickstarter thing," and I was like, "What?" So yeah, but then it's supposed to launch August 2018, so we'll see if that's where it lands, because you know
not a lot of time, y'all.
that's like a year away. So it's over a year away. So you know, have fun.
It is also when Psychonauts is coming out.
Have-
Yay! For long waits on
Have
games.
fun waiting. Please be excited.
We'll have Marvel movies along the way. to keep us
and
company.
Star Wars movies.
So many movies.
So many movies,
Oh,
guys.
apparently the Switch led U.S. hardware sales in April, so it wasn't just a flop for the launch month, like I presumed it might be. That being said, I still say watch the summer months and see if it dips, because I don't know, man. I think I don't know. It's weird to me because it's like, you know, it's kind of cheating. It's not, because it's even though it's a air quote home console, you can take it anywhere, so it's kind of like a handheld too. It's kind of
How's it
cheating.
cheating?
Because you can play the games anywhere. You can't do that on your other consoles. I mean, if I could do that
That's
on the
kind of the
consoles, I
point.
wouldn't buy
It's
Switch.
supposed to be unique.
So enjoy it while it lasts,
Otherwise,
Nintendo, because I'm
why don't you
sure
buy it?
Microsoft and Sony are coming for you. So, you know, I look forward to my...
I think
So
Me
you
too.
they're out of-
believe the rumors of the what do they call the PlayStation one? Oh,
I think they're out
the
of-
PlayStation Man, I think they called it.
What?
The Playman.
What is even that?
Because their cassette thing was the Walkman.
See, it sold
Someone thinks it'll be called the
over
Playman.
280,000 units in April, so that is, yeah, it sold like millions in the previous month or something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still selling a lot, so we'll see if it
It's
lasts.
pretty amazing. I was not even aware that there were that many available for sale in the month of April.
Right?
I have yet to see one.
I've seen two in the wild. I haven't seen them in stores, but I've seen kids enjoying them.
There's like a full list of all the press conferences for E3 now, so let me open my email real quick, because I had an email about it. Oh wait, no, I didn't have an email about it, I had a tweet about it I saw. Let me try to find it. But I believe Sunday is Microsoft, right?
I think so. They're like not doing the usual time. They're doing an earlier day.
Yeah, Sunday is Microsoft and Bethesda, and then Monday is PC Gaming Show, Ubisoft and PlayStation, and Tuesday's Nintendo. So, you know, there you go. Let's see what else.
So that's the show schedule for that part of the week.
Yeah, the press conferences.
Do you have those days off this year?
Nope.
Ah,
I think there was. I'm reading this right now, so you know. Just give me a second or a minute, whatever.
we're doing it live.
Doing it live. Oh, Elite Dangerous, we talked about that earlier. Coming to PS4. Let's see. Price and date are.
It used to be dangerous to took a bullet to the knee.
It is June 27th on PS4. It doesn't say the price. Oh, 30. Wait, hold up. Never mind. It says it's $30 on Steam and Xbox One now, but it's $60 with all the DLC. So that's possibly the price when it comes out on PS4. We'll find out. Oh, Ace Combat got delayed, so sad face. Ace Combat 7 not coming out this year, like we all thought.
No.
Well, I was hoping it was, because man, I love me some Ace Combat, and you know, it's supposed to have like some VR stuff in it. But 2018 now, so sad face. No more Ace Combat this year.
Tekken loves Ace Combat. Why would you guys do that to him? Why? He had so much to live for.
And then the Assassin's Creed game that we talked about last week is supposed to launch by March of next year. And then another Ubisoft game we talked about earlier, Crew 2. Oh, actually, I think we talked about this earlier. We talked about it in Raid Night. But Crew 2 has been announced, so you know, if you're a fan of that, there you go. Be happy and stuff.
Crew 2.
Um,
Sounds like a salad topping.
Get it? Because it's a salad topping.
Currently, Resident Evil Revelations HD is being worked on for PS4 and Xbox One. So you know, in case you thought Capcom wouldn't turn out another port for some money, you were wrong, because that's one thing they really like.
No one thought that Tekken. No one
Yeah.
thought that for a second.
They explicitly told us that is their business model now.
Yeah, so I was say it's like
Didn't they?
like there was a full press
They
release
did.
and everything.
At one
They're
point,
just
they were
we're
like,
gonna focus on
so we're
making
just going to focus
remasters
on
and
making
porting.
remasters.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Whole new story about it.
Although, like, Street Fighter V was a surprise, and also, I guess Resident Evil 7 was a surprise in that case, and also
Mortal Kombat, Marvel.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah.
So we thought after 3, no more rights, since they all dried up on all the digital games in the store and they've been delisted. It's like, oh no, what's going to happen? Or they're just going to, like, whatever they said about the getting specific people to do them so that it's not a terrible game, because they don't have terrible games associated with their brands anymore, or whatever.
Marvel's serious now.
It's all about that money, they have a lot of money. Sonic Forces got a video where it's like showing you can create your own character. So if you've been waiting however many years to be like, I want to make my own Sonic furry friend to add to the team of Sonic furry friends. There you go.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this for decades. Said no one ever. Guys, this is not the Sonic game I asked for. It's not the Sonic game I wanted either. It's fine.
Sonic Mania is still coming, right?
Just, I guess, but I just don't even care anymore. The love is gone. Our relationship is done.
Oh, Phantom Dust apparently is out on PC and Xbox One for free. So
Only available through Microsoft channels. So if you want it on Steam, tough.
Yeah, I was confused because I went onto the thingy on my Windows 10. It's like the store on Xbox or whatever, but it wasn't in there. And I was like, how do I get this game? It's free and I can't find it. I was like, whatever, I just gave up because I was like, it's whatever. It's just Phantom Dust. It's not like it's some super awesome game or something. So.
Was this the one that was announced when they did that teaser at E3 that one time?
Well, everybody thought it was going to be a remake or something, but then it was just, they got scaled back, we'll say.
That one where they announced all the stuff and
Yeah,
like
it was
only one of them came out.
It was part of the Scalebound Lie Fest.
That one.
Well, I guess not Lie Fest, but the, hopes and dreams taken away.
Guess we can only call it a fail.
Or the thoroughly neutering the Legendary 7 to the Legendary 0, or however many they wore there.
Remember they were all like, we have 40 games coming and all this other nonsense, and then everything got
Cuphead.
canceled.
We still have Cuphead.
Do we though? Do we?
Man, that game. It's like, I don't even care anymore about that one, because it's like, dude, there's been so much awesome stuff that's like, it's time to like come out and be like, that game was awesome, is like past, because there's so much more awesome that it's not going to eclipse. So it's like, sorry, Cuphead. There's games like Horizon Zero Dawn now. I have Robot Dinosaurs. You could have been a thing. You could have been that 2D game with like sweet art style of like old school cartoons with like actual gameplay. But you weren't that game because you're not even out yet. So
Zero Dawn.
you've been bested by the robot dinosaurs that live in my dreams now.
Stab robot dinosaurs in the butt.
Apparently Ghost Recon Wildlands is going to get some DLC and level cap increase, whatever. If you're playing that, I'm sure you know, so whatever. Oh, here's a story. So Sega is like planning to revive air quote major IPs. And it's super weird the way that they like said it, because they gave like each territory something specific. So the stupid site doesn't have it listed out like the other site I had. It's not as easy to read. Dang it, GameSpot. Stop sucking.
At last.
I'm going to USGamer.net. They're good. They're better than GameSpot. Ugh. Jeez.
Better than you.
Learn some flipping graphic design, why don't you? And desktop publishing. Gosh.
Hey, making websites is hard.
Like, is it that hard to make a list and just like list things out? Is it that hard? No, it's not. I used to do it all the time in a blog years and years ago.
Those are like the laziest websites on the web.
Yeah, F this crap. I'm just gonna use USGamer.net. F it. Okay,
Just
so
F it.
yep, F it in the V.
Like the robot
trying to find a safe story.
dinosaurs in Horizon
Ah, here we
Zero
go.
Dawn.
So yeah.
We're enjoying this musical interlude.
Yeah, we're gonna go quality over quantity here. So yeah. Let's see. Here we go. So yeah, the Japanese studios will be working on Phantasy Star, Puyo Pop, Persona new IPs. European studios, Total War, Football Manager, Aimless, which is Amplitude Studios, and new IPs. North America studios, Sonic, Company of Heroes, Dawn of War, and new IPs. So sink or swim, we're getting new IPs across the board. So yippee skippy scappy. I'm happy.
For now.
Oot.
Hey man, hey, it's hard being a Sega fan because they died and they came back.
Who are you telling? Who are you telling?
I was just saying, MG, we should be able to,
The
agree on
most
this and be like,
abusive fan relationship in gaming.
did you say most
It's
abusive
Sonic
counterclaim?
and me.
And by me, I mean RPG.
It was a dark time in my life. I regret everything.
Is there a news section of this site? Because it's kind of hard to read too. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Wow, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't ever really scrolled through this, but hey, I have a bunch of ad blocker stuff that's like breaking the site, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Let's see. Overwatch crap. We talked about South Park already. Oh, apparently Witcher is going to have some Netflix series, so, look forward to that if you're a Witcher fan.
Yeah. I've never played Witcher, so I don't know if I should be
The
excited for
games
that.
are too hard.
Let's watch them on TV.
Guess that makes sense. Maybe they'll make a Souls series. Because people think those are too hard.
Let's see. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 announced. Baby Groot teased. I don't think there's a date for this yet. I think it was just a reveal trailer, and like the full trailers later on. I don't see a date. Oh wait, hold up. It says it's coming out November 14th, 2017, and then hopefully a holiday release on the Switch. So look forward to that, Switch users, because you're always, asking that Gamer812's favorite question. But is it on Switch? Is it on Switch?
Hilarious. He does do that a lot, though.
Let's see. Anything else? We talked about that game already. Yeah. I guess we
Isn't there a
can just...
Destiny 2 gameplay reveal coming
That's
soon?
tomorrow. Oh, apparently Prey doesn't support any PS4 Pro features, even though it's all PS4 Pro engaged mode enabled on the box.
Wait, it actually says that on the box, but it doesn't have anything?
Yep. There's a
Hmm.
unified port though, so not sure.
You want some weather with your news? It's raining really hard here. Like, I just noticed it, and it's kind of scary.
Oh no!
I hope my fuses don't suddenly blow and then I lose everything.
Oh no! You just jinxed it. Now all those things are exactly what's gonna happen.
So Square Enix has record high earnings.
How? What were they selling?
Oh, this is the story about Hitman.
Drugs?
This is a sad story where, apparently IO Interactive is like on the market because Square Enix is like, yeah, dudes, we're closing down your cake factory because you didn't sell enough cakes. So
Oh no!
we need better cake makers, and use ain't it. Sorry, dudes.
Your cakes didn't bring all the boys to the yard. Oh no!
But I'm sure the headline of it. So, or the bits at the top, because who wants to read the whole article, right? Square Enix will focus on recurring payments in arcades in the following fiscal year. Square Enix surprised gamers with the announcement that the company will part ways with Hitman developers IO Interactive, but the company also posted strong profits, thanks in large part to console and mobile video game sales. There you go, RPG. For mobile and video game sales, that's how they made that profit.
What video games? What video games? Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't exist.
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in here. It's all Final Fantasy 15, Rise of Tomb Raider, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, Dragon Quest Monsters Super Light, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 14.
I don't know what any of these things are. They're not Kingdom Hearts 3.
MMO, Ching Ching machine, I guess, that they're getting money out of after fixing the game after it was super broken, which is a pretty insane turnaround story.
Yeah.
Because that game, a lot of people were like, F this crap, F you Square Enix, and then they had to save the day, and they did. Maybe that's like the recurring theme of this console generation, is just like the flames of rebirth
Redemption.
rising when something looks like it's dead. Diablo 3,
Like a
Destiny,
phoenix.
Final Fantasy
Like a
14.
phoenix.
To, I guess, varying degrees of success.
Yeah, very degrees. Dynasty Warriors 9, we talked about this last week. It's open world, and it's got a release date.
Because everyone asked for that.
Or it's coming
Go
west
ask.
eventually.
And now it's, oh no, I'm gonna die horribly. No, save me, someone.
Yeah, that is it for the week's stories, because there's the thing about the Mass Effect Titan, so we talked about that. Well, we didn't really talk about it last week, because it's like, sad news. I don't want to talk about it, so F it. But yeah, Dynasty Warriors 9 coming west, and it's open world, so look forward to that, Dynasty Warrior fans. But that's also an old story, so that's how I know we're at the end of the news for the week, because that's an old story. So thanks for letting us down, GameSpot. I can no longer rely on you when I'm doing this live. Thanks. But whenever I need to do the news, I'll totally look at your stuff. Everybody else
Oh,
cover
no.
yourselves, because you're dead to me, except for you, gamer. So yeah, it's hard out here on the internet when you're looking for information and stuff, because that there's so few left from the golden age. The darkness is spreading in the darkest timeline.
Darkness. Darkness. Also, Kingdom Hearts.
So yeah, that's it for this episode. Check us out at aimlesspodcast.com, aimlessbabblez, or just Google us on the internet, aimlessbabblez, aimlesspodcast.com. Maybe you'll find something else that's better, but nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong about that and stuff.
We just hope not. Although that would be pretty sad for the internet.
Would it though? Would it?
If we were the best thing on the internet?
That would be a great thing for the internet. Because we're amazing.
Anything to say before we sign off, RPG? What?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Anything to say before we sign off, Tropical?
Those are my words of wisdom.
Zazam!
Shazam in your mouth.
Alright, so yeah. Mortal Kombat is still good after all these years. Who knew? It is also part of the legendary triumvirate, or we need to come up with a name for that. The legendary old games club, because they're not dead and they can just live out life in their nice retirement home, where people can like go in there and be like, oh man, look at all these games. What, they're still making them? Oh man, like Tomb Raider and Mortal Kombat. And I'll make a list after the podcast, but that's like the two on my top of my head right now, because everybody else is like, after studio closures or stuff getting acquired and then melted down, or liquidated, not melted down, that's not how that works, or sold or whatever, because pouring out Square Enix all their games they no longer make and all that stuff after merging with Enix, and yeah, whatever.
F you, Enix. F you.
All the mini studios that have been gobbled up by EA and then just like left, no, not left to die, but they just
Fencer Musashi!
thrown out after they didn't make the cut, like Pandemic and all them, no more mercenaries.
That was good. That's it.
So yeah. Anywho, that's for this episode. Thanks for listening, and listening live if you're still out there listening live. And until you see or hear us again, Aimless Z. And we're now signing off.